Welcome to the Executive Eye by DRI, your lens into the world of executive leadership. Here, we bring you sharp insights, clear perspectives, and focused discussions on the trends shaping the future of business. Join us as we explore what's in view for today's leaders and tomorrow's innovators.
Good morning. This week I have the pleasure of hosting the Executive Eye, where we sit down with industry leaders to uncover trends, innovation, and the people shaping the future of packaging equipment. I'm Jess Marino, partner and executive recruiter with Direct Recruiters, Inc. Today I'm joined by somebody who brings incredible insight into the packaging equipment world, Jerry Van Lannen, Vice President of Multipond. Jerry has been with Multipond for a very long time, has helped them grow immensely in a lot of different ways, and today we'll dive into Multipond's history, equipment, how they're shaping the future of the industry. Jerry, thank you so much for joining me, and let's jump in. So you are VP and have been with Multipond for a long time. What can you tell us about their history and culture as a company?
Yeah, Multipond is a German-owned company, manufacturer weighing equipment, and we've been in business for 80 years, coming up on 80 years. And here in the U.S., it's about 27 years.
Amazing. What can you tell us about what Multipond does? Multipond's equipment, what your customers would use it for?
Yeah, well, the real technical term is radial combination weigher. That's what we manufacture. And what they would end up utilizing it for, of course, is in the food packaging industry mainly. Not to get real deep into the overall operation, but the way the equipment kind of works is product would be dispensed on the top, and it moves via vibration, and it goes into weigh hoppers where it's calculated, weighed, and then what ends up happening is then we go and dispense that into the bagger or final package. So yeah, and that's where we end up utilizing it for a wide range of products, such as your confectionery, meat, cheese. We get into non-food as well, where you get into hardware. Sometimes it might be fittings, screws, things like that. And then sometimes there's specialized applications, such as pizza topping, where you might want to put cheese, vegetables on there as well. And for Multipond, a lot of time, anything you would end up seeing in your grocer's aisles, would it be anything in a bag, box, things such as that, or even a tray. So it's a wide range of products there.
There are obviously various types of equipment that do packaging or are considered to be within the packaging industry. Primary packaging, like bag filling, for example, secondary machinery like case packers, palletizers, etc. Multipond is pretty niche. Where within the industry does Multipond's equipment fit in as far as, somewhere in a whole line?
Yeah, we are going to be in the packaging side of that, and that's going to be primary packaging. And when you look at the areas that we're going to end up being, I would say there's going to probably be three of those. And when you look at difficult to move type products, and that could be your fresh meats, things such as that. And then we look at high speed as one of the areas where a lot of our customer base comes to us and say, yes, we need to package this at, X rate, whether it gets into the 300 or 400 cycles per minute. And then when we look at hygiene, especially for the meat and dairy industry, that's key for us when we look at USDA compliancy, and in future with the 3A compliancy on our equipment.
What are you seeing in the industry as far as new equipment or new technology?
Yeah, I believe everyone looks at food safety, and that's where we look at the hygienic design, and that's from top down and on a lot of pieces of equipment, especially the scales or radial combination weighers we're at. A lot of that is all a product food contact area, and we have to have a very high hygienic standard, and that's probably one of the areas where attention to detail is on that, because you never want to have any issues whatsoever out in the market for recalls, things like that. So food safety is probably the one area where a lot of people always wanted enhancements in. And then when you look at, I believe on the technology side, I believe that AI is going to play a big part as we move forward. Say the next 5-10 years, if you do have an issue on the line, well, who do you ask? A lot of times it would be, you might not always have somebody just to go look at and say, hey, what button do I press to activate this, or what recipe changes do I do? So when you look at AI, it'll be more of a interactive type thing. When you look at the display or the HMI, the interface that we have, things like that are going to enhance it so that people can ask, instead of going out to the other managers or things like that, here they're going to be able to ask pretty much the machine a specific question, and it should be coming back with solid answers. And that's not just based on what the manual says, but it's also repetitive type things that others around possibly the globe might ask as well. So we're trying to reduce labor time, but then also increase the efficiency by not struggling with the operation of certain pieces or of equipment that are out there. So that's what I would see, probably a steep incline when we look at the AI technology coming in.
That's amazing. Very interesting insight. So Multipond is a top-notch organization for a lot of reasons: people, culture, stability, product, obviously, things to come technology-wise, and positioning within the market. Thank you again so much for joining me to discuss, Jerry. We really appreciate the perspective that you bring and certainly value your partnership.
Yeah, definitely a pleasure.
Awesome. And those listening, thank you for tuning in, and look forward to more conversations with leaders in packaging and industrial automation. I'm Jess Marino. Thank you, and see you soon.
Thanks for tuning in to the Executive Eye by DRI. Stay connected with us for more insights on leadership and industry trends. Follow the Executive Eye on LinkedIn or visit our website at directrecruiters.com. Until next time, keep your eye on executive leadership.